What's up, guys? Chance here. A lot of you might not know me, but the reason why I am doing this show or this concert is to promote anti-racism and to promote more peace and understanding in this world, and to help people know that there are very serious issues that go on. Like myself, I didn't graduate high school because my fucking head principal was racist. She felt that just because I was white, I didn't deserve to graduate. So hopefully this show, really helps you guys to spread a little bit more love and understanding in this world. And to start things off, we're kicking it off with Disturbs, Who Taught You How to Hate. That brings up that subject as a whole. So let's see if I can get this sucker going.
It's like death staring at you when you look at a camera.
And I want you guys to promote this show. I want you guys to share this Next up on the list, Suicide Silence, the only thing that sets us apart. And like I said, I need you guys to share this shit everywhere.
As I live and breathe, the Wolverine. I need the girl. Where is she?
You guys ready to take this up a notch? Next up on the list, You Only Live Once. And there's another song that someone, brings up that stuff. We do only live one life, so we gotta make every second count. And treat each other right, man. Come on. Let's do this. On the count of 3, I want to see those lights up. 1, 2, 3. Alright, man, you know what? You guys pass. Time for the next one. It's gonna be just a minute to do something, and I'm gonna kick this shit back up. So just give me 1 minute to catch my breath here, because that shit ain't easy, man. Alright, guys, let's do this. Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My connection cut for whatever reason. But this next song is for all of you out there who do get judged. This song is to help prove to you, to help get you guys amped up, that even if you don't graduate high school, you can just still do something with your life. Look at me. I'm a living fucking example. I'm living proof of that. Every day I make shit happen. Every fucking day, I push towards my dreams. Every day. Even though I didn't graduate high school, that don't mean shit to me anymore. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't graduate. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that if you get into the same situation I was in, and you know, alright guys, I'm gonna have to pick. I am going Alright, there we go. Hey guys, I'm going to cut it right here and do a video for you guys. I will be uploading it, so I do apologize for not being able to do the live stream. My connection is really shitty today. I don't know why. But if I did send you the original concert, I need you guys to share that shit. So hold on. Wait, hold on. I retract my previous statement. We might be able to do something here. Crap, no we won't. Alright guys, I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have to cut it right here. But before I do, I want to share something with you guys. A lot of you might not know me and stuff. Like, you guys know me by my music by now. There's something that not everybody knows about me. And that is my true story about myself and about how I am the way I am. You know, not very many know my backstory. And this is completely 100% true. Everything I'm about to tell you guys is very real and very true. When I was born 2 pounds, 12 ounces. Or 1 pound and 12 ounces. I was like right in between that weight. Well, I was supposed to die as a baby. I was supposed to die. Every doctor in that hospital, except for one nurse who is now my godmother, said I was supposed to die. But her, along with my now mom, were the only ones that ever believed I could. And the reason why I say my now mom is because my mom, by birth, is my grandmother, by birth. But my biological father went to jail the day I was born and got out when I think I was like 18 or 20, somewhere in there. But, and granted, he's still in jail because he went back in for dumb shit. But, you know, he went to jail when I was born, and my biological mother had medical issues to the point where she couldn't take care of me. And it wasn't her fault. They were legit medical disability issues that could not be stopped or helped. Well, I also found out that when I was born with 1 kidney and 1.5 lungs, amongst other problems that we are still, to this day, fighting to get confirmed. Like, I do have unconfirmed Williams syndrome. It's unconfirmed, and the reason why I say unconfirmed is because of the fact that we know I have it. We're just doing the testing to get that proven. We're getting the genetics done to show it that I do have these issues. And you know, growing up, my dad, well, my adoptive dad, who I no longer speak to because he became an alcoholic, he was in the military. He was 82nd Airborne Division Army, paratrooper, staff sergeant, you know, that whole deal. And we had moved around a lot. So, I mean, you know, growing up, you know, I never really stayed in one place for too long. Like, every couple months, every 2 to 6 months, we would constantly move and be moving around. Well, we went from that life because, you know, him and my mom had, you know, split up when I was little. You know, they had split when I was a little kid. I think I was like maybe 6, 7, maybe 9 at the time. I don't remember how old I was. But they had split. Me and my mom stayed out west in Washington State. Because, see, I was originally born in Alaska, and then I was born in Anchorage, Alaska. So I was born in the cold state. I was born in the cold motherfucker, which it sucks because even to this day I still can't stand snow or cold weather. Well, I can stand the snow, I just hate the cold. My body just cannot handle it. It just goes right through me like that and literally freezes my body from the inside out. Which, it sucks. That's why if you're ever in the Akron area, particularly down near Kenmore Boulevard, or by Summit Lake, and you see me walking around with this big ass heavy jacket, you know why. It's because the stuff just goes right through me like I'm a fucking twig. It sucks. But, you know, we have moved from base to base, one of them being Louisiana, New York, stuff like that. Later, after we were all done moving and they had split, me and Mom had found out that he had moved to Florida when I was a kid. So, you know, we went down there and, you know, we had gotten back in touch with him. And, you know, and it was good, you know, having my dad back in my life and everything. So, it was really good, a good deal. And, you know, back in 2004, when we were living there, I was going to Roosevelt Academy, McLaughlin Middle School, then Roosevelt Academy. Which, if you guys have been paying attention to my YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure you know what's going on by now. For those of you that actually have me on my main account, you guys might know what's going on with that. But, anyways, you know, we had moved down there, 2004, Hurricane Charlie and all those hit. We went through Hurricane Charlie. And after that, we were like, no more. We're done. We're not doing any more hurricanes. So me, my mom, and my older brother, who had moved down there back in 2001, 2002, he was actually very sick, so he moved in with me and my mom. Florida kicked me off of SSI because they said I didn't qualify when I do because of my medical problems. Well, due to the hurricanes, we had moved, and we were planning on going up to Washington State, but we wound up going to Maryland, where I attended Lansdowne Middle School in Baltimore, Maryland, and we stayed at the Beltway Motel. So if you guys are ever in Baltimore, and, you know, you're at the Beltway Motel, that's where we had lived for, like, about a year and a half. So, I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, you know, we stayed in a motel. I had fun. It was a good time. Like, I loved it. I was really good friends with the staff there. Met some of my best friends from there, actually. Well, you know, after the hurricanes had passed, we had gone down there to get the rest of our stuff and move out to Washington State. But my older sister, Daylin, had, you know, gotten a hold of us and said, hey, you know, your niece's nephew Troy is being born, or your niece's son Troy is being born. So we were like, all right, you know, we'll stop through on the way up and see him and whatnot. And ever since, you know, we pretty much got stuck here. We got attached to the place. And we lived when we first moved here, we lived out of my mom's GMC Jimmy for like the first 2 years, the first 2 to 3 years. And it was hard. Like, it was really hard, but it was fun though. I mean, we got to travel around, see some cool sights. As a matter of fact, on one of the nights, we had actually seen the world's first planetary eclipse, where you could actually see the planet, like, surface world. Like, you could actually see the surface. Like, it was crazy. I was just like, I was in awe over it. I'm trying to think of what planet it was. I think it was either Mars or Venus or something like that. It was one of the planets, but it was like super, super close. And as a matter of fact, I'll show you guys an example. Let's see if I can find it here for you guys. It was back in 2007. Let me show you guys what we actually saw. Like, it was really fucking weird. Here is what we got to see on that day. This is what we saw that night. It was like that, but we were standing on the ground and it was pitch black. We saw this. We saw Saturn and even a couple other planets. Like, it was really weird. Like, it's one of those things where you're like, you know, you're scared, you're freaked out, but at the same time you're in awe. Like, you're just like, wow, like, this is beautiful. So, like, it was definitely a sight to see. It was definitely, you know, something that, you know, we had fun seeing. It does suck that we didn't get any pictures, though, due to the fact I did not have a phone at the time. We did not have any cameras or anything. But, you know, like, just looking back at that now, you know, it was still very incredible to be able to see the surface of a planet that's not Earth. Like, it was incredible. And at one point, I was just like, dude, is this thing gonna crash into us or what? Because of how close it was. Like, it was super close. Like, you almost felt like, you know, that planet was gonna hit the Earth. It was crazy. But, you know, we went through all of that and stayed in the Jimmy for several years. And then we had met up with our now landlady, who moved us into the house we're now in. Because before that, we were actually about 2 years in, 2 to 3 years in, almost 3.5 years into staying in the Jimmy. We had moved in with my older sister and her family, and then we wound up moving out because we had found a place, which is where we're at now. But, you know, when I got here, you know, I went to North High School. Great school, amazing high school. I love it. I still consider North High School my home high school. Always have, always will. And then from there, I went to Garfield. And then from Garfield High School, I went to Akron Digital, which I hate Akron Digital. It was an online school. I did not like it because it was too complicated. And then from there, I went to East for my junior and senior year. Well, my junior and sorry that, not there was a modem. But, during my senior year, it was literally the last day before graduation. I had turned in all my senior dues. I had all the credits, I had all the grades. And then, I go up to the principal because they had called me up there to the office. And I figured, alright, I'm going up there to, pick up my yearbook, my cap and gown, everything like that. But I get this talk with her that I can't graduate high school because I supposedly don't have all my credits when I did. I showed her the paper and everything. Like, I showed her everything from my teachers, the certificate I had gotten for Most Improved Student of the Year within that few month time span. Like, I literally went from doing D's, C's, and F's to literally A's and B's like that, just so I can graduate. I had really picked up the pace and really improved. Well, she sat right there and told me that we're not going to let you graduate or walk the stage because you do not have the credits, when I know damn well I did. And we fought it for years. So, I basically said, screw you. I left the school. And I've been, I really dove into music. Because, I felt like music was an outlet for me. I mean, music's always been a major outlet in my life. Because I've been able to, express myself through that, through my artwork. If you guys go to my timeline, I do have a new thing up. I do have some new artwork up. Some 3D model, a 3D model I had done last night, just out of pure boredom. So I mean, that's pretty much my entire story of my life and how I got to where I'm at now. And the reason why I found out my head principal was racist is because a very good friend of mine who I went to school with when I was going to Roosevelt Academy in Polk County, Florida, she even said that, hey, the head principal up there is racist. Her family is very, very racist. She's second generation head principal at that school. Her father was first generation. Well, for the 2000 era, for the millennium era. Well, it's been hard. Because of the fact that I can't graduate, there are very few job opportunities. I wasn't able to go to college and whatnot because, I was going to school to get into music. I was actually going to go to Musicians Institute out in California. I had put in my application. They had accepted me. I had just gotten my acceptance letter that day when they called me up. And it's sad because that following day, after I had left, I had to call them and explain to them, hey, I cannot come there. I cannot attend Musicians Institute because I wasn't able to graduate. And, and this is a very serious issue for a lot of people, not just myself. This is a very serious issue that's going on around the world. It's not only happened to me, it's happened to many other students, and it's continuing to happen. This racism is ruining a lot of opportunities for kids and students that have a bright future ahead of them. Because believe it or not, when I had gotten signed up for Musicians Institute, they had asked me, like, you know, what else do you do? Like, they asked me, like, do you do anything in particular? Like, do you speak any particular languages that may help out in the long run for you? And I told them, I was like, yes, I do art, because, you know, art runs in my family. My sister and my niece draw, I draw, half my family draws. So, like, you know, that's how I got into it. Well, then they also asked, they're like, well, what other languages do you speak besides, you know, obviously English? And actually, I told them that, yes, you know, I did study Japanese when I was in high school because I'm very big on, you know, the Japanese culture, the language. As a matter of fact, I actually have friends that live in Japan. So, like, you know, I'm able to talk to them very fluently. They teach me Japanese a little bit at a time. And, you know, and I help teach them English. And, you know, we still remain great friends to this very day. Like, they're always sending me really cool pictures of Japan and whatnot, and I'm always sending them really cool pictures that I take from here in the U.S. and places that I've visited. But they also asked me, they're like, okay, besides that, what other languages do you speak? And I told them, you know, I do speak American Sign Language because my grandparents were deaf. They could not hear or speak. So, you know, I learned sign language from them growing up as a kid. Well, they were like, you know, like, this is really good, you know, like, you're one of the few students who can actually do this. And so, you know, I was excited. I had everything going for me. And when I mean everything going for me. You know, I had my girlfriend, Cynthia, who I had dated literally since my freshman year of high school at North. And, you know, we had transferred schools together, like, all the way up through East. And, you know, I had dated her. It was really fun, you know. But sadly, shortly after I had left East High School, I had found out that when we had just moved in, her ex-boyfriend Josh had offered her a ride home, not knowing that he was drunk as fuck. You know, she had said, hey, you know, like, she had figured out he was drunk by the smell of his breath. Because, like, you could, like, really smell it on him once you got in the car. Well, she had said, stop, you know, let me drive. Like, you know, I want to be able to drive myself home, and then, you know, you could stay at my house, crash on the couch, and then, you know, go back home in the morning when you're sober. Well, he was like, oh, no, you know, I'm not drunk, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. Well, they wound up getting into a car accident that killed her. He decided to blaze through a red light, smashing into a semi, which sent her through through the windshield, killing her instantly. And the sad thing is, I did not know it, but at the time, I was right down the road from where it happened. And I didn't know until the next day when I got a hold of her brother, who we went to high school with. I was like, dude, like, what's going on? Like, I just seen, like, a bunch of fire trucks go by, and that's when he had told me that she had died. There had been a car accident. So, you know, that was a very heavy burden for me, and it still is at times. Because, you know, she was, like, you know, my first, you know, high school sweetheart. She was my first love. And, you know, and I've had other girls since then. It's been hard. But, you know, it's been very hard for me. Because, like, there's always going to be that one person that, you compare your relationships to. You set that certain standard of, okay, this is what I want the rest of these people to add up to. So, it was a bit difficult at first. It really was, I'll admit that. And still is at times. Like, there are times when, I do still think about her and about the relationship we had. So, it's been a hard road. I've dated girls since then, actually. Like, I had stopped dating for quite some time after that. Until, I had, like, I want to say about 2012 is when I started back up again. Well, 2012, 2013. And that first relationship with that went pretty bad, pretty fast, because my now ex, Heather, decided to cheat on me by sending naked pictures to a guy in some other state that she doesn't even know. And it was on more than one occasion, and I continued to forgive her and be like, hey, like, it's okay. You just gotta move past this. And, like, it became so bad. I take that back. Before Heather, I was with this girl named Bridget. That didn't work out too well. Because I found out from my little sister. Well, she's not really my little sister, but she's like my best friend, who's practically family, Melissa, that Bridget was talking shit. So, I cut the connection with her because she was talking shit about my little sister's miscarriage. She was talking about the miscarriage, saying how, it was her fault and blah, 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 when really it wasn't. It was Melissa's ex, Nathan, that had caused it. So I was like, what, whatever. Fuck you, we're done. And then that's when I got with Heather, who, like I told you guys, she cheated on me many a times. I forgave her many a times out of the kindness of my heart. Because, I'm a nice guy. I'm a guy that might not look the best in the world, but I've got the biggest heart that, you could ever imagine. Like, you could do me, like, super, super wrong. And at first, like, yeah, I will be very mad and very pissed off and upset. But in the end, I'm still willing to forgive and forget. And just move on from that. Well, that continued up until about 2014. Well, 2015, actually. July of 2015 is when she had gone back home. Because we had sent her home, and I basically said, fuck you, I want my life back. I'm tired of the cheating, I'm tired of the hurt. So, I sent her back home. And then, not even, it was about a year after I had met my now ex, Rebecca. And that was literally an abusive relationship right from the start. It was mentally abusive. Because one day she'd be like, hey, like, what's going on, blah, 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 I love you, and this and that. And then the next minute she'd turn right around and be like, hey, like, let's just be friends and blah, blah, blah. And that continued on until about, it continued on from, like, August until, that went on from August of 2015 to about January, and then I had gotten with my now ex, Christina, who I had also, dated for a while outside of high school. I didn't know that she had liked me since high school until she had told me. Well, we tried dating, and this is something that it devastated me entirely. My best friend Eric, because me and her went to her birthday party. We had dated since August of last year. And, had split up recently. Well, not recently, but like about August of last year. Well, I didn't know, but her family drinks, and she wanted to be the first out of her family to break that chain on her birthday. To, not drink, and she wanted to be like me. She didn't want to drink, she didn't want to smoke or do any of that stuff. She wanted to be clean. She wanted to be the first in her family to break that cycle. Well, we were at her grandparents' house. Everything was all good. We were hanging out and whatnot. I got along with her family great. Her nephews, her little brother, like, they all loved me to death. And even my mom loved her. Like, my mom was, like, super ecstatic. Loved her to death. She had a job. I was finally getting somewhere with my work until my now ex-friend, well, not really a friend, but more of a co-worker, had screwed me over. So I kind of lost the job doing game work with him. Well, things went on like that for a while, like we were doing really good, and then I'd introduced her to my best friend for many years, Eric. And, we were at the bowling alley for her birthday party. So we're like, all right, cool, let's go down there and have fun for your 21st birthday. Do a little bowling and whatnot. We get there, her family asks her what she wants to drink. Well, she was like, I want a soda or whatever. And then, her cousin decided to be a real bitch and swapped the soda for an alcoholic beverage. And right after that, like, I looked at her cousin, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, she said she doesn't want to drink, and she just kind of was like, fuck you, fuck your morals, that type of shit. Well, I had gone to Christina about it. I was like, did you know your cousin or your sister or whoever it was at the time, I forget who, had swapped your Pepsi out for an alcoholic drink that you just sip on throughout the night? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, like she had swapped it out. And they would not let her re-swap it for whatever reason. And my guess is because her family member that had done that had, spent a lot of money. So they wouldn't let her, swap it out. Which I can understand in a way, because once you buy something, really, and once you take a drink off of it, why would you swap out that drink? But we were there hanging out, and, I talked to her about it. I was like, if you're going to be drinking that, then, I'm just going to go home, because you know how I feel about that. Like, that because of my dad drinking, me and him no longer have a relationship, and I don't want that to happen between us. Because her family is very heavy on drinking. And, we had gotten into a fight about it and stuff, like, and I blew up, like, crazy. I was like, look, if you're going to do this shit, then I'm just going to go home. I'm done. I'm out of here. Because I'm not just going to sit here and watch you drink your life away with your family pressuring you like that. I'm not doing it. And she understood, like, even though she was very upset and was crying, she understood that I didn't want to be around that. And then, I came home the next day, rolled around. I had called her up. I was like, hey, what's going on? And then her family had forced us to split, which really sucked. Because they gave her two options. They gave her the option to either split up with me or lose a place to stay, and she couldn't afford to lose a place to stay. So she wound up splitting up with me, and fucked up part is, in all of that, my best friend Eric at the time was like, you know, like, yes, I do like her, but out of respect for you, I won't date her, and blah, blah, blah. Well, long story short, about a couple weeks after, I come to find out they're now dating. And they've been dating ever since. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, why would you stab me in the back like that? So me and him are no longer friends. And it's sad too, because I treated him like family. And you know, the one problem that I even face now is the fact that no girl wants to be with me because of the fact that obviously I do look a little bit different than your normal person, but that's not my fault. They also don't want to be with me because of the fact that, yes, my mom does have a bad back. She has carpal tunnel. Like, she does have very weak hips. So she's not able to do a lot. So I'm really the only one that can be here to help her out. And a lot of people don't understand that, you know, like, you know, people don't get that I'm man enough to, you know, take care of my family and be there for my family. So, yeah. I mean, my older brother did help out a lot when he could until he had gotten cancer, well, lung cancer, back in 2015 and had passed away on February 3rd of that year. Which was sad because his birthday was on the 23rd. He had just had his birthday on January 23rd. And unfortunately had passed on February 3rd, so it was pretty hard. I watched him for a year and a half battling it. And we didn't know what it was until it was too late. So, I mean, you know, I'm at where I'm at now. I am single, not seeing anybody. One thing that I do get asked a lot, though, musically, like music-wise, and even 3D design-wise and art-wise, you know, why am I not signed to a label, or why am I not getting paid for what I do? And the answer to that is quite simple. It's because I don't have money. I can't work because of, you know, obvious medical issues. As a matter of fact, here's a prime example for you guys. Here is a prime example. See, I can stretch this arm out all the way, right? You see, right here stretches out all the way. Well, with this arm, I can't. See, that's not all the way stretched out. It's pterodactyl winged. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but that lump right there is why. And that's something that's, you know, genetically done. I can't do anything about that. So, you know, I do what I do. Well, you know, and the reason why, like I said, I can't get anywhere with myself is because I don't have money. Like, I don't have money. I couldn't go to school for the classes. So everything I do now, I am self-taught in doing. Everything from music, which I started back in 2010, I am self-taught in that. I'm self-taught in 3D modeling, artwork, you name it. Like, I am self-taught in everything, including voice acting. I learned how to do some pretty cool voiceover styles and whatnot. So, like, you know, I can do different voices for, like, video games and whatnot. So, and that's a major reason why I can't get anywhere, is because all these people see is money signs. They don't take the person for their talent. They just want somebody who has money and They don't give a fuck about talent. They really don't. They do not give two shits about talent anymore. And that's sad. Like, if you guys look up Shadow Link and go into the pages, what I'll do is I'll post that link in my profile on my timeline so you guys can check that out. But no label wants me because I don't have money. The last label that wanted me wanted $400 fucking dollars just to sign me. The lowest number I've had is 50, and they wanted that monthly instead of one time. And I turned them down because of that. I was like, no, if you're going to sign me, it's going to be for free. It's going to be on my terms. You are going to help me get developed. You're going to help develop me, or I'm not doing it at all. And so, they turned me down because I didn't have the money. They did say, I did have a lot of talent, but it's sad that I don't have the money. And that's just how it is. And it's sad. It really is sad at the fact that any company out there anymore doesn't want anything to do with those of us that are self-taught and professional in what we do. And that's why, in a way, if any of you out there know any labels or video game companies looking for a music artist, a voice actor, or somebody that can do 3D model designing, let me know. Let me know right away. Because I am looking for work in any of those three areas. It don't matter which. And if you guys want a sample of my voiceovers, let me know. I can send you some. Not a problem. If you guys want samples of my artwork, like I said, I will be posting my fan page on my timeline. But with that being said, I do apologize if it sounded like I was rambling, but I just wanted you guys to get to know me and who I am and what I'm really about. So with that being said, much love to all you guys. I appreciate every single one of you that watched this. And with that being said, be on the lookout for my link. I'm going to be posting it up in a minute. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.